Welcome back, Heat Seekers. We are here with your Week 12 QB tiers. Let's get to it. These are all guys that are in your lineups if they're on your rosters because they are going to most likely be giving you high-end production. Any concerns here?
If I have concerns out of any of them, I guess it's Cam Newton. To me, we really haven't seen it so far with him back with the Panthers. He has done well in really the one game and then a couple of plays in his first game back. He has shown well, and Miami has been porous on defense this year. So yeah, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. I'm not going to call someone crazy. I had him in the QB2 myself. Again, this is the consensus ratings, not Brad or Craig's thoughts only that we're giving you guys here. But other than that, Kirk Cousins against San Francisco is a good matchup. Dak against Vegas on Thursday night, or Thursday afternoon, I suppose. Stafford and Rodgers face each other. And you got Herbert against Denver, Burrow against Pittsburgh, who we just saw get torn apart by Justin Herbert. And Jalen Hurts against the Giants, and the Giants had a poor showing, although albeit a very different way than I think they're going to be facing Jalen Hurts this coming week. So how much they're able to contain the run against Philadelphia, I think, is going to go a long way to determining whether Jalen Hurts reaches that QB1 ceiling, as he has, albeit for most of the season.
Yeah, Cam and Hurts feel like very similar styles of quarterbacks, like better fantasy producers than NFL quarterbacks for sure. Starting to get a little more shaky now that we're seeing guys that are a bit more troublesome. But what are you making of this tier?
So I do like Jimmy G. He's actually shown up, I think, his past 3 or 4 games. He's performed really well for them as far as, completing his passes and getting them to be able to move down the field. And they're facing Minnesota this week, and we just saw the Packers have success moving the ball on Minnesota, especially if the Vikings continue their offensive output that they have. It's potentially a very good spot for Jimmy G to put up points. I know you probably have some thoughts on Andy Dalton going against your Lions. Even with that, are you comfortable with him as a QB2?
No. He looked better than expected last week, but with all the news of what's going on, I don't even know what to make of that team. I wouldn't be trusting a Bear that isn't a running back this week.
Mac Jones, I do think, is in a good spot against Tennessee. The defense just hasn't done great. Taylor Heineke, maybe some sneaky appeal. He hasn't played well. Like last week was a great output for him, but yeah, very up and down. Although Seattle, on their defense, they just haven't shown a ton this year. And I think a lot of people will probably be surprised with Russell Wilson in this group. They just haven't done anything since he's been back. The past 2 weeks, that team in general has performed poorly. For them to turn it around against Washington, potentially, yeah, because we know that defense hasn't been great. But yeah. To you, I think you were going to say about his injury.
You can tell it's still a problem.
So I do think Wilson is a QB2, although some people will be surprised. I do think that's the right area for him until he shows he's healthy.
Yeah, once he's 100%, moving back up, that's fine. But right now, flex plays, Daniel Jones with a new offensive coordinator and Freddie Kitchens. That'll be interesting to see what that offense looks like. Yeah. The rest of these guys I don't hate them, but I don't love their matchups this week. Trevor's got the Bills, which is a tough matchup unless you're running the ball, and he's not running the ball. So what do you think of these flex plays?
Ben gave a sliver of hope last week against the Chargers that maybe he'll be able to put something together here towards the end of the season. I'm still not completely buying into it. Cincinnati's not an amazing matchup for him, so I think flex is about right for him. Trevor Lawrence against Atlanta probably intrigues me the most out of this group because Atlanta's just given up oodles of points this year. Teddy Bridgewater against the Chargers, as we've seen before, people run or short dump-off passes could help him to the running back position for points, but by and large, they're not giving up a lot of points to quarterbacks this year. I don't know how you can trust Daniel Jones, just period, at this point. Even though Philadelphia hasn't had the best defense, they're showing a lot better than I think people had expected them to be. And Trevor Siemian is not as well as he had, and they're going against Buffalo. And we saw, assuming Kamara's healthy, or maybe using Mark Ingram and Tony Jones, running the balls away to try to take advantage of that defense. So I think they're probably going to lean on that quite a bit, which lowers his value too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially on that front, because I was reading earlier, maybe a couple hours, Kamara and Ingram were both not at practice today at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how that offense looks if either of their top 2 running backs are out. This feels about right. None of these guys I have any interest in playing unless it's very much an emergency. Is there anything here that even remotely feels fantasy relevant for you?
No, I think that they should continue to be left sleeping. I suppose if I have to pick one, it's Baker, but I don't feel good about any of them. Goff, maybe, if they continue to have people missing on that Chicago Bears defense, which Mac is going to be out. Again, the secondary just hasn't been great this year, and there's a lot of injuries back there. So maybe he ends up being a back-end QB2 if you really get like a Thanksgiving wish fulfilled or something if you have to start him, but let him sleep.
All right, so there you go. So that's it. We got you all the way from QB1 overall to the sleepy ones. If you guys love the video, make sure you smash that like button. If you have questions, drop them below. Hit us up on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you follow Roto Heat. We are here to help. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you later.